Hello, welcome to SMT Call. Today we are going to solve the day 2 of August list code challenge. So today's problem is design hash set. So if you read the problem statement, it's saying that we need to design custom hash set. We will not be able to use any inbuilt library like in Java we have hash table, hash map and hash set inbuilt, right? That comes under the collection framework, right? But we will not be able to use the same. We need to create our own implementation of these three methods: add, contains and remove. So one method for adding the value, one method to check that particular value is exist or not in the hash set, another for remove, right? So basically, if you read it more, that they have put three nodes. They added three nodes here. One is that this is our value range, and they are going to insert only numbers only. They are going to only insert integer, and we will not be able to use any hash set library. Okay, so these are the three conditions. So what is hash set? At first, let us know that. So hash set is nothing but a kind of data structure in which we store unique element, right? So element can be either integer, it can be object, it can be boolean, anything, right? But everything should be unique, right? So the term hash is basically you are using the hashing technique, right, to check this uniqueness, right? So that's a separate concept, the hashing and all, right? So that's the hash. The main thing is it contains, basically set means set will contains unique records only. Okay, so let us try to implement this at first for the number type. Then we will discuss how we can improve our solution or optimize our solution for other data type also, right? But basically for this scenario they are only saying for number only, right? Okay, so this is our range, right? So our hash set can be 0 to this, right? So what I will do, so since we will not be able to use any inbuilt data structure, so what we need to do, we need to use array only, right? So probably I have two options. I have only one option. I need to declare one array, right? And we are going to implement the same using array only. So while declaring the array, I have two options. The easiest option is I can declare an array of this size, right? But this is a very big size, right? So suppose my input is very small, right? We don't need to initialize this much amount of space, right, in our memory. So what we can do, so whatever the size may be, we can declare it, we can take a specific size, a standard size. Probably suppose initially we are declaring one array of size 2, right? And my array, since we are dealing with only integer number, we are going to take only boolean array, right? And let us decide, let's take an array of size 2, right? So this is a size 2 array, and since it's a boolean, its default value will be false only, right? Okay, it will be false only. Now what I do, I will check this, I will try to perform this operation, right? So I create one my hash set object, then I will try to add one, right? And I will check, okay, so so that one is exist, right? Because my array size is 2, I initialize as 2 only, so one is exist, right? This is one location, I will make it true. That's done. So that will be our implementation for add. Now again they want to add 2, right? But in this case you can see that we initialize only 2 size array. We are not initialize that this such big array, right? We are just use 2 size array, right? So whenever I will see that my key or my value is greater than my size, I am going to increase my size dynamically, right? So suppose I want to add 2. What I will do, I will create a separate array, so probably of size 4 or whatever, and I am going to copy the existing value, right? It should be false. It should be false, and I will copy the existing value, right? So it should be true and it should be true also, right? Okay, that's how we can do. Again, for the contents I can directly check, okay, my 0 index is true or not. If it's true, then I can return true, or else I will return false, that it will not contain that element, right? Again, for deleting, we can do similar, right? So I can go to directly that index and I will make that false, right? Since we are using boolean array, we don't need to update, right, anything else. I think that's pretty much. Let's try to implement using Java, then we will discuss it further how we can improve it. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to implement these 3 methods, right? So probably what I will do, I will take one boolean array at first. Okay, so it should be an boolean array. Okay, and I will not initialize it right now. Whenever I will initialize inside my constructor only, right? So how it will look like, so it should be this dot array should be, probably I am taking initially 100 size, right? So probably initially a boolean 100, right? So my array sizes will be initially 100. Okay, now what I will do, so suppose my key is less than 100, right? So there can be 2 conditions while adding. my key can be greater than 100 or my key can be less than 100. If my key value is greater than 100, then we need to check one condition, right? Else it will throw out of bound index, right? So out of bound exception, right? So what I will write here? So at first we need to check my array or my key is greater than equals to array dot length. If yes, then we are going to extend the size, right? So we are going to extend the array, right? Extend array. Okay, and I am going to pass my key. So I will implement this function later. After that, what we will do, we are just directly set that false, true, right? So this should be array and particular index. I am going to set it as true only. Okay. Now this is for addition, right? What will be for the remove? It's again I need to check if that key is greater than length, then that means it does not exist, right? So we need to return false. Else we can return it, right? We can set it array dot. It should be written nothing, right? Since it's void. So array dot key should be false. Once we are done with the removal, remove means I will make that flag as false. And what should be for the contents? So for content again, at first I need to check that my length is greater than or not. If it is my key value is greater than the array length, then I am going to return false here. That means that number is not exist in our hash set. And okay, and it should be only single semicolon. Okay, else I am going to else I am going to return my element, right? Will return the value of that particular index, right? So what it will be? It should be array dot array key, right? I think that's pretty much. Now what I need to do? I need to implement this extend array function, right? Or extend array method. Okay, so let us take it as private, and we are not going to return anything. It should be void, and we are passing key value, right? So what we will write here? So in Java we have one inbuilt function. So what should be that? It should be array equals to array dot copy of, and I will pass my existing array and I will pass my value, right? It should be key plus 3 probably, right? So whenever I can see that okay, my index is greater than my current length, I am going to extend it, right, by this value. So this can be configurable. You can take 2, 3, it depends on you, right? Okay, let's run it and check whether it's accepted or not. Okay, it should be an array. Okay, so basically I fixed these two errors. So it should be an array and there was spelling mistake of boolean. Let's run it once again and check whether it's compiling or not. Yeah, I think it's compiling and it's giving us expected answer. Let's submit it also and check whether it's accepted or not. Yeah, I think it's accepted. Let's check our time complexity and space complexity analysis also. And you can see it's beating 97.47 Java submission. I think that's pretty much for this video. If you have still any doubt, you can comment me in the comment section below. And let's discuss the optimized way now, right? So basically, though we are using hash set, but we are not using actually hashing. Even we will not be able to use hashing, right? Because we are just dealing with integer number, right? So how you can isolate, right? So that you can do that, but there should not be any much benefit to use hashing here for integer number, right? But suppose you have one. So in this case, we are just storing integer value, right? But suppose your requirement is you need to store some object, right? Then what we can do? So we can create separate bucket, right? So probably there can be one bucket like this, and let me explain you how we can do that. And okay, so how we can implement it using actual hashing, right? We can do that, but in this case there will not be a much difference, right? So what we can do? So probably I am storing any object or something like that. So suppose I am storing any number only, right? So what I can do? I can take my so in hashing we have two things, right? We need to use that hash code method using which we are going to generate our hash code or bucket value, and we need to use equal method, right, to check the equality. Okay, so what is this? What that means? So I am going to create separate bucket, right, for separate values. So suppose in this case my hash code logic is like this, right? So whatever is my number, I am going to do percentage 10, right? Percentage 10. So suppose my number is 101, right? 101. That means percentage 10 is equals to 1, right? So my remainder is 1. So I will create one bucket. If it is not exist, and I will insert 1 there. And similarly, I can create one bucket for 2 also. Then what I will do, I will point it here, right? So for a particular bucket, I am going to maintain separate array, right? And using which we can track, right? So okay, what I will do, okay, my number is 101. I will take remainder, I will take index, right? And I will say that my remainder is 1, then I am going to store it in 1's bucket, right? Then I am going to store 100 here, right? 101. So suppose I have another number 102, right? In this case my remainder is 2, right? So I am going to put it in 102 bucket, right? Again I have suppose a number like 711, right? In this case also my remainder is 1. I am going to put it in this bucket, right? So this is how we can use hashing, right? So this is for integer number. But suppose if you are storing an custom object, right, in your hash set, then again we can create our own logic or custom logic to create this kind of bucket, and again we can store that in that array or array list, right, for that particular bucket, right? That's how that hashing works, right? So hash table works. And again, so whenever you will use the object to check the equality of this object, you can use the equal method, right? We can write one equal method to check that those objects are actually equal or not, those numbers are actually equals or not, right? So we can use equal here also, right? Suppose I am trying to insert 101 again, I will take the remainder value, remainder is 1, I will come here and I will check, okay, is that number exist in the array or not? If it is exist, then I am going to replace that, right? Else I am going to add that. So that thing we can implement also. But since for this example it's just for number, we don't need to do anything. If we create this kind of thing, that will take more larger space, right? If you do it using only array. But if you have object, you need to store object or custom object, then surely we should follow these steps, right? That's pretty much for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.